Imagine having 5 times the drink capacity, all for a fraction of the cost of these cylinder replacements. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to directly connect your Aarke Carbonator III with a 5-pound CO2 tank. You'll be able to enjoy hassle-free carbonation while saving tons of money. So stick around. This simple setup is going to change the way you carbonate with your Aarke forever. Today we'll be focusing on the Aarke Carbonator III. This is a sleek soda machine that you can do nearly unlimited carbonation with when you do this simple upgrade. Now, the Aarke Carbonator III is probably my favorite pure sparkling water CO2 machine. It's not cheap, but this thing is just gorgeous in your kitchen. It's solidly built. I love this thing. And one way you can save money to kind of offset the more premium cost is to purchase your CO2 in bulk via a larger tank like this 5-pound tank here. Why upgrade to a larger CO2 tank? First off, the standard CO2 cylinders that you get with your Aarke or from any other company that uses the standard screw-in top like this, these will only hold about a pound of liquid CO2, whereas we get 5 times as much in a larger tank, and we can get these refilled locally for $5 to $20 versus $20 a pop on these refills. You can literally save hundreds of dollars a year if you're a daily sparkling water drinker like myself. It's a huge amount of savings. A few critical safety tips. You don't want to use a 20-pound CO2 tank that has a siphon tube. Ooh, like this guy. Great for refills, not so good for directly connecting, because you don't want to directly connect liquid CO2, we want to get just gas. So without a siphon tube in these smaller 5-pound tanks, we're just going to deliver gas to our device just like we do from a smaller cylinder. So make sure you're not using a tank with a siphon tube. Secondly, always make sure your tank is secure. I've got it up on the table right now. I'd recommend always having it on the floor. Just have it up here for demonstration purposes. You don't want this ever tipping over and breaking off the stem here. You can easily turn this tank into a missile. Lastly, CO2 is a dangerous gas. Make sure you always have ventilation nearby just in case you had a leak. You need to be able to get to fresh air quickly. Here's a quick rundown on the tools and parts that we'll need to get this setup working. So first off, we'll need a blue standard CO2 direct adapter. I'll put a link to this one from Amazon. Runs from anywhere from $30 to $35. This will connect our CO2 tank to our carbonation device. We'll need a small Phillips screwdriver. There's one screw that we'll need to disassemble the top section of the Aarke. You'll need a 5-pound CO2 tank, and then you'll need to get this CO2 tank filled. Go to an air gas store, a gas supply store, or a homebrew store locally. You can get these filled for anywhere from $5 to $20. Our first step is we need to remove one small screw on the back of our Aarke device. It's right here near the top, and just a standard Phillips screwdriver we'll be able to unscrew this, and this will allow us to get to the thread. Whoops! I'm sure we don't lose that. Get to the threaded part of the device to connect our adapter. So once you've got that screw out, you can kind of gently wiggle this back and forth, and you'll pop off the top here, and you'll see we've got the part where the cylinder normally goes. So we can take our adapter and connect that. And then I found it's actually easy just to hold the adapter and then twist the Aarke top itself like this. Okay, once we've got that nice and tight, now we can thread the rest of our tube through the base of the Aarke and reattach the top portion like so, and it kind of pops in. Now, because we do have the cord at the base here, you'll probably want to place this, at the edge of your kitchen counter or somewhere where you can have this cord sticking out. You could cut out a chunk of the base here if you wanted to make this more flat, but I'm just going to have it hang out the back here like this, and then you'll want to replace the screw in the back. Screw that back in. All right, so now we've got our Aarke put back together. Now, next step, we've currently got our gas tank turned off, which is how we want it. And we're going to take our CGA 320 connector, and we're going to connect this to our tank, and then we will turn on the fill tank, and then we'll be ready to carbonate. So I've got a handy dandy keg wrench that I find is just easy to make these connections. It's about $9 on Amazon, but it just makes getting this connection here nice and tight a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and hand tighten this. Give it a little more tighten with a K wrench. I'm going to slowly turn on the tank and listen for any leaks. All right, so we've got a little bit of a leak here. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this. Hissing stopped. Okay, so slowly turn on the main fill valve. All right, so we've got a good tight seal there now, and we've got our tube directly connected here. So let's go ahead and test it out and give it a whirl. Sounds good. I like 3 pulls on the Aarke. You know, I like my water pretty bubbly, so let's test it out. That's delicious. All right, so that's the setup for directly connecting a 5-pound CO2 tank to your Aarke. Again, you'll just need the adapter, the tank, remove that one screw, and you'll be able to screw in the adapter. So I hope this video was helpful, and yeah, please consider subscribing for more tutorials like this and tips on everything sparkling water. Thanks. Ooh, so good.